And y'all been together for 7 years, right?
7 years, goddamn.
So I feel like it's just more of a thing like.
Why do you think he hasn't committed yet?
That's a good question. I can't answer.
Well, that's why he don't.
I can answer it for you.
It's why it's all to marry you.
I probably wouldn't do it.
What?
What would be the answer?
Do you want him to tell you why?
Sure.
So, in this case of scenario, 7 years, right? So, if a man is really committed to you and wants to be with you, right? Do you know what he wants ultimately? Marriage or no marriage? Kids, no kids?
Both. Kids and marriage.
If in 7 years he didn't ask you, when is it coming?
I think it was just more of a thing like when we got together. Well, we were friends first. So I feel like it was more of a thing like where we were like financially and mentally.
Did you friend zone him first?
No, it wasn't even like that. It just honestly randomly happened.
Okay, so y'all were friends first.
Yeah, it caught us both off guard. Really, but as far as like him not committing to me, obviously I can't answer that question. But I feel like where we were in life, it just wasn't the time. Because I feel like with kids and marriage, it comes with mental stability and also like physical.
How old is he?
He is 28.
How old are you?
I'm 27.
You have no kids, right?
No.
So, question: did you and him like break up or have breaks in between the 7 years marriage or the third? Single?
No breaks, nothing.
No breaks.
Everything.
So wrong.
No, because ultimately at that point, if he hasn't committed to you in terms of, for example, putting a ring on it, it's probably because he's seen things where he's like, you know what, I'm not comfortable doing it yet, which is not a bad thing, but it's more like in 7 years.
Does he watch our podcast?
A long time.
Yeah, he was.
Oh, he ain't getting married.
Yeah,
that's why.
Yeah.
If I can add, like, wouldn't you say that as a man, you want to be in a certain place financially before you start for marriage? Like, I feel like that would be a responsible thing as a man. So it wouldn't just have to be with whether he wanted to or not. Maybe he's in a different place.
No,
and I mean, like,
that's a good point.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like he's never had the conversation. Like, we've spoke about it. You know what I'm saying? I can understand, like, you're not there yet. You know what I'm saying? I'm willing to wait just because of the guy that he is.
What if he never marries you?
I mean, I have a time limit, but I don't have to tell him when it is.
I mean, 2 years.
You should apply that pressure.
If he's a fan of, if he's a supporter of the show,
before or after,
then yeah.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I grew up. I never really wanted to get married until I started dating him. Like, I didn't grow up in that light where people in my life was getting married. So it wasn't like something where I was like, oh, I always wanted to get married. When I met him, that's when I felt like maybe that could happen.
Okay.
So that's why I never really pushed it.
Question:
Because
are you happy right now?
Yeah.
So then, why do you need to get married?
You said, why do I need to get married?
If you're happy right now.
I mean, I never said I needed to get married, but I said I'm open to it with him. Like, I've never been open to it with other people.
You had a deadline, right? So that means it matters to you.
Oh, okay.
But if you're happy right now and he's doing everything right, then why?
No, you're right. You're right. I understand. It matters to me only because I feel like I want you to show me, like, okay.
Show you what?
I feel like, okay, we've been together for 7 years. Like, what's next? Like, what are we doing at this point? So, yes, at that point, it does matter to me. But if it doesn't happen, then maybe it's not meant to be.
What if he married you without any government assistance? For example, no legal contract. Just say, you know what? Let's go to a church. Let's get married. Would that be cool?
Yeah.
Okay.
Would you be okay if he made you sign a prenuptial agreement?
Oh shit,
that's a no.
Prenup.
That's why he don't want to get married. There you go.
A prenup.
Her answer. There's your answer right there.
I just never really thought about it. That's the thing. So I don't have an answer for it.
Wait,
I'm not gonna lie. I never
question: Who?
thought about
That's a yes or no.
So, do you live with him? Like, do you stay with him?
Yes, we live together.
Who pays the rent?
The answer for the prenuptial agreement says it all.
Yeah.
Who pays the rent?
Cool.
Because that's definitely come across your head. Come on, man. Keep it 1,000. If you're thinking about marriage, prenuptial agreement is something that's right there next.
I don't think everybody thinks about prenups when they think about marriage.
Women don't.
I don't.
Women.
I
sometimes
never,
don't.
like I said, I
I can
never
understand
thought
where
about
it is,
getting
though.
married, so I wasn't really thinking that deep. I don't really care for the whole huge wedding. Like, even if we just got married in the courthouse, even if it was a small proposal, it's not going to be something where I feel like, even if it was a small ring, I'm not going to feel like any kind of way about it.
Yeah, it's easy for you guys to feel comfortable about it because women don't take risk when they get married.
Yeah.
Only men,
Men
do
do.
typically.
Don't you guys
What do you
feel
mean
like
how?
How are only men taking a risk?
Because 80% of divorces are initiated by women and 90% of alimony is paid from men to women, and child custody always goes to women 90% plus of the time. So men typically a lot of times end up getting destroyed by a divorce. Very rarely do women feel the wrath of divorce.
I mean, I feel like we still
It's
have a
men.
lot to lose.
Like what?
Men lose way more. That's not even argument. Like divorce destroys men far more than it destroys women because most of the time women don't marry guys that make less money than them. So since men are in the breadwinner position most of the time, the women get all the benefits from the divorce.
Hey, hi, have you guys seen Johnny Depp's story? He had like a lot of wife, and I feel like if a guy is for you every day, every time, he's giving you the time and everything,
See,
you guys don't need to get married because a guy, if he wants to be with you, he will be with you
yes.
no matter what.
Yes.
It's
See,
I don't think that it would change that much if you were maybe to get married. Like, what do you think that, like, how do you feel that would like change for you? Like, what do you think that would make you feel? You know what I mean?
Honestly, I don't really think a lot would change.
Mhm.
To be
But-
honest, I feel
But you
like
said you had a deadline.
Right.
no, I do have a deadline, yes, but that's you have to understand that's based off of what I grew up on. Like to me, I look at it, okay, he is a little bit more religious than me. He grew up in the church. So I look at it like, okay, how you grew up is like, okay, you meet a woman, you get married, you have kids, that's how it goes.
Yeah.
So that's how I expected it to be meeting him because like I said, I never thought about getting married originally until I was with him. So I felt like, okay, this has to be the person I want to be with if that's how I'm feeling.
Right.
So I feel like, okay, as time goes on, you want more from the relationship because it's like things become like the same. So it's like, okay, next it'll be like we're buying a house or like we have kids or we get married. So that's how I'm looking at it. Cause it's like, okay, we've been together for 7 years.
Just for
What's
some
next?
security.
Yeah, like
Wait, so
I don't know.
well, just so you know, getting married won't make things any more exciting because once again, if you are not satisfied just being with him right now,
Mhm.
a paper you signing with him is not going to change anything at all.
Right.
So I would just say most women want to get married. I get that part, but ultimately, at the end of the day, marriage itself is just a contract.
Right.
If you love somebody, you're going to be there no matter what. Like what
For
she just
sure.
was saying earlier.
I can agree with
Fresh,
that.
I'm curious though. Who pays the rent though?
whoa, we ain't going there.
after being with a
Oh.
guy 5 years, he has to take care of you. After being with a guy 5 years.
So
That's
So if you get married
no,
with
no, no,
him,
no, no, wait, hold on,
that's
hold
not-
on.
no.
So you're saying we ain't going there? I mean, you're splitting the rent down in half, or are you paying the majority of the rent? Because if so, he's finessing you for 7 years.
Oh man.
No,
So,
that's not even the case. He takes care of me. That's all I gotta say. He
pays the-
takes care
he
of me.
pays the
We're-
majority of the bills.
Yeah,
Okay.
he takes
All right.
care of me.
Okay.
Man, I said the boys be up, man.
Yeah, okay. Okay, but yeah, but does that make sense for you as far as like why divorce is inherently more risky for men?
I just feel like you're saying because women tend to be the person who initiates a divorce, correct? That's why it's riskier for men. But why do women tend to end divorces?
There's a-
And with successful men that have money, they cheat.
She said it earlier.
They do all these things that women don't want to
She
put
said
up
it earlier.
with.
It's
So
a feeling.
why?
Feelings
Yeah.
change from day to day.
Yeah,
time
so
to
I
time.
could have been in love with the person at the moment, but if that
So-
person is no longer treating me well just because we're married, I have to say no. It's
That's the
because he
point.
can't be a good husband.
So as a man,
That's all I'm asking.
if I marry you and
Yeah.
you decide, you know what, he's not the guy I thought he was anymore, I'm leaving. You take half my stuff and maybe.
So is there no
Oh.
risk
So?
without reward?
Oh, so what's
You married me, right?
No. So once again, this is why
You
men
wanted to marry me.
don't wanna
You
get married.
thought you loved me enough that it would be worth it to you to
Okay,
marry me
no,
and
so
take
real
the
quick,
risk.
hold on, stop the show. You just basically admitted it with your own words why guys don't get married. I just explained to you that marriage is
You're saying
inherently.
because they're
Hold on,
afraid.
hold on. I said marriage is way riskier for men than it is women, and you just said it by yourself. I can go up and leave at any time, which is true, which is why it's not smart for guys to get married in the West because you're incentivized to leave because you get money and resources by leaving.
But a man can leave me too in a marriage. It's a two-way
But
street.
he gets punished for leaving you though.
Yep.
How?
If he divorces you and he's the breadwinner, you can still take him to court, get child support, alimony, and half his stuff.
If I had a child with that person, don't you think that I deserve to get child support from them?
Well, here's the thing. So child support, right? A lot of the
I
times
have to now take care of a child that took 2 people to reproduce.
Yeah, that's here's the thing. I understand that, but the way child support is calculated is based off of income, and a lot of times, if the guy makes a lot of money, the girl's going to get, let's be honest here, an undue amount of money for that child, and she's also going to get alimony, which, let's be honest here, a lot of women don't use that money all for the kids; they use it for their own personal choices.
And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of women who do get married for the sake of they want the money and they want to divorce them.
Yeah,
But
so
I
it's
wouldn't
risky.
say that that's
Like
every
you.
marriage. No, that's not true. Matter of fact, I have my own money to where I don't know if I would want to get married because, quite frankly, I don't want to split money.
So then, what are you arguing at this point for?
I'm just saying, like, I feel like you're saying that it's so risky for men. But
is.
see,
It is.
in my case, if I got married, I would say
Your
it's
case
risky
isn't
for
the
me,
normal.
though.
Yeah,
But that doesn't mean that my case doesn't exist.
But it's an exception to the rule,
an
and quite
exception
frankly, it's
to the rule.
statistically insignificant. The majority of men that get married to women are the breadwinners, okay? And since they're the breadwinners, they're the ones that get penalized for being in a divorce, and then they're the ones that have to pay the money. Just because, here's the thing, you say, I have my own money. That's great. Let's say you make $100,000 a year. Statistically speaking, you're going to want a guy that makes $150,000 per year.
Statistically speaking, yes, of course,
You
I
want a
want
guy that
someone who
makes
makes
more
more
money
than
than
me.
Hold on. Okay, so
Because I would want to be taken care of by a man.
okay, fantastic. So thanks again for proving my point. So even you, who's a higher earner, still wants a man that makes more than them.
I think everybody does. I think at
What
the end of the day, all girls, yeah, they ideally want to be taken care of, but I don't think that you should
do
say
realize
it's
you're contradicting
riskier
yourself,
to
right?
marry
Do you not see how
if
you're
you're a
contradicting yourself?
man.
You're
I
contradicting
feel like
yourself.
it's still risky when you're a woman.
You said it yourself. You would prefer a man that makes more money.
I know, but you're saying it's only risky because they lose their money.
What the fuck?
Whose man is this? What the fuck?
Can I jump in for a second?
Oh God.
No.
Like,
Great on me.
yo, do you not see how you're contradicting yourself in your argument?
I'm just like, I see both sides. I'm not gonna lie, I do. I see both sides.
No, you don't.
Yeah,
You
I do.
don't.
I really do. I see what you're saying because there are, how I said, a lot of women who solely use men for their money.
You use yourself as an example, like, I'm going to make money. Then in the next
yeah,
sentence,
ideally,
stop interrupting. In the next sentence, you say, I want a guy that makes more money than me. So you make your own money. You go with a guy that makes more money than you. He's going to have to pay you money when y'all divorce because he makes more money. So it's irrelevant that you make more money. So your point is null and void. Does anyone else not see the
So even
track
if
the
you
logic
make
here?
money for the girl, even if you leave the guy that makes more money, it just means you get more money
Yes.
off of it. Okay.
So
yeah,
because
yeah.
whoever makes more money a lot of the times in the divorce is the one that's responsible
Yeah.
for paying the other one.
Mhm.
So that's why I always laugh when girls say, well, I have money too. No one gives a fuck if you got money.
Right.
Because the guy, 9 out of 10 times, has to make more money than you to even get married. Women don't marry men that make less than them most of the time.
Right.
So if she makes 100 grand per year, but she marries a guy that makes 200 grand per year, that guy is still responsible for paying her some level of money to make her lifestyle to where it was before, where they were making 300K combined.
Yeah.
So he's still on the hook to pay her. Now, are there situations where the woman makes more and she pays the man? Yes, but that's rare. Less
Yeah, I've
than
never
10%
even
of the
heard that,
time.
honestly.
Because women aren't stupid enough to marry someone that earns less money than they do. Men are that dumb, but women aren't. So that's why her point is null and void. Because even in her situation, I make money too. It's irrelevant because your man's going to make more money. So he's still on the hook for child support, alimony, and everything else.
Mhm.
But you know what's scary though? Her mindset was scary because I told you before the man loses, you're like, so I deserve it if I stay with him. I'm like, that's crazy.
No, if that man took the risk to marry me, if he really loved me, then he wouldn't see it as such a loss, I feel like. And in an ideal world, I don't want to get married and have a divorce, to be honest. Like, nobody wants to go through that. So, and how I said, there's no, like, it takes risk to get reward. So, you're saying it's risky.
Yeah, but men,
Marriage
the
shouldn't be
argument
a
is men
risk.
take way more risk than women is the argument.
Okay.
Women don't put as much risk in marriage. Hence why every girl wants to get married.
Yeah.
Like if women had the same risks in marriage that men did, y'all would not be fantasizing about walking down an aisle in a white dress.
Facts.
But the reason why women love marriage so much is number one, it provides security. And then number two, it's the unspoken thing
It's a
that
symbol,
even if it
a
doesn't work
status.
out, you can go ahead and still get benefits from that marriage after the fact.
And there's minimal
Mm.
consequences in a lot of cases.
Yes.
And you can say, oh, I was married.
Yeah.
Or I'm a wife.
It's a
It's a
marriage.
status
Uh,
as
it's
well
status.
they give you.
Let's how about this? Let's have fun with this. Can any of you name one benefit that a man experiences from marriage that he doesn't get in a regular relationship?
Oh, there's one.
Just one.
Yeah, one.
There you go.
Okay.
I can
There you
agree
go.
with that though.
Yeah. There's no benefit to marriage for men in
Yeah.
2023 and beyond. There's only risks.
By the way,
What? Oh, 11K watching, only 2 point. Yo, guys, come on,
Bruh.
man. Yo, first and foremost, man, I need y'all to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because I'm already losing hair.
Like the video for Hero, man.
Yeah. What happened to him?
Chris made me hurt him.
Oh, I made you.
Yeah, Chris's fault, bro.
Accountability, fresh.
He ran over his tail.
He's like, oh, come talk to me. I'm like, nigga, just text me.
Nigga, fresh.
Anyhow,
Okay.
continue
All right.
show.